Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Now you're cooking. We can't beat Oklahoma State without that kind of enthusiasm, so just get used to it. All right. It's certainly my pleasure to welcome all of you here this morning to the outstanding alumni breakfast for the College of Media and Communications. I still have to kind of think that through before I spit it out there. I know that some of you probably own a cell phone, just on an off chance. If you do, would you please take it out and put it on stun or phase or whatever it is that will make it harmless for the rest of the morning, and you'll be doing all of us a big favor. This is a very exciting time at Texas Tech, as you probably are well aware. We've got a coach that is hotter than their coach, and that's creating a lot of excitement all through the campus, and you're going to hear from our president in just a few moments, the university president, about some of that. But it's just an exciting time to be a Red Raider. And I hope that wherever you live, I hope that you're feeling that same enthusiasm. I guarantee you it's all over Lubbock and the South Plains and traveling around the state of Texas. It's all over Red Raider Nation. And it's been great because it's done, if nothing else, it's brought back what had been a pretty fractured fan base. And it's so exciting to see everybody on board. And there's so many great things happening at our university in every nook and cranny of our campus, and the College of Media and Communications is no exception. And today we're going to be recognizing some very deserving honorees, and we look forward to placing them in a very distinguished part of our history of Texas Tech. I want to welcome all the alumni, guests, students, faculty, and staff of the College of Media and Communications this morning, and we're going to recognize some people, and I want you to hold your applause. We'll see how well you follow directions. We're going to hold your applause, and I'm going to ask those who belong on the Dean's Student Council to please stand. No applause, hold on. The college's student ambassadors, if you're here, please stand up along with them. All right. Any past outstanding alumni recipients in the room? I know we got several. Please stand. Quite a few. And any past Hall of Fame recipients, please stand. Congratulations, and thank all of them for their great contributions. A couple of people that I want to recognize that are in the audience today. We have Dr. Billy I. Ross, who is as long as this university, I guess, is around, Dr. Ross is somebody that we definitely need to recognize for his amazing contributions in mass communications, media and communications, whatever you want to call it. And Billy, it's so great to have you here, along with your daughter Avis is with him as well. So thank you, Billy, for all you do. One of the, working for the alumni office, one of the neat things that I get to do is travel around and promote the university with a lot of our alumni chapters and clubs around the state and the country. I tell people, having been a saddle tramp when I was at Tech, I'm a professional saddle tramp. Now I get paid to travel and promote Texas Tech, and there's no final exams, so life is pretty good. But one of the things that's been really refreshing and wonderful to enjoy is the fact that our new university president, Dr. Nellis, one of the first things when he was first hired back in mid-July, he came to me and he said, Jim, he says, his wife Ruthie and I, he said, we want to travel, we want to meet as many alumni as we can, anywhere and everywhere we can, and visit as many of your alumni chapters. And since he's brand new, I'm thinking, yeah, sure, okay, that sounds good. You know, he's brand new. He's trying to impress everybody, even me. You know, I mean, how nice was that? And about a week later, Suzanne Taylor, who is down here, and she's works in his office, and she is the Director of External Relations, she calls me up and she says, okay, get out your calendar, here we go. And she wasn't kidding. And Dr. Nellis has already visited many of our alumni groups all over the state, and he keeps adding more destinations where he's going to go and visit with our alumni. And of course, our alumni are thrilled that the university president is taking time out of his very, very busy schedule to invest it with them, to find out what they're all about and what you as alumni are all about as well. And so I'm going to let that be my introduction to our new university president, Dr. Dwayne Nellis. Dr. Nellis, please come forward.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you for the opportunity to be with you this morning. Ruthie and I truly are excited to be part of the Red Raider family and to be here in Lubbock and I tell you, this institution is truly on the move in very exciting ways. And again, this college, I think, is poised to even greater levels of excellence. This college has been so fortunate to have some outstanding alumni, some outstanding faculty, great leaders, and people like Billy I. Ross and Jerry Hudson have done phenomenal work. And now with David Perlmutter as the new dean, I'm very encouraged for an even more exciting future as we move the College of Media and Communication forward to new levels of excellence. And again, I enjoy working every day with people like Jim Douglas, and of course Bill Dean is another alum of this great college, and appreciate all that he does in providing leadership, both of them, for our Alumni Association. And I've really enjoyed, Ruthie and I've really enjoyed traveling around the state, and we've also had opportunities in D.C. We're going to be back in D.C. here in a few weeks for an alumni event, but we were in D.C. this summer for an alumni event and hope to get out on the West Coast for some further alumni events. As we've traveled around with the Big 12 conference games, we've had opportunities as well to engage with our alumni around the Big 12 region also. Speaking of the Big 12, we're so pleased to have Cliff Kingsbury, of course, as our football coach, but also our ladies soccer team finished second in the Big 12. They beat Texas yesterday 1-0. How about that? And they're ranked in the top 10 now, our women's soccer team. They're getting ready for the Big 12 soccer tournament. We have an outstanding coach in Tom Stone, and they're really doing phenomenal play, and you'll enjoy. If you ever have the opportunity to go out to the John Walker Soccer Complex and watch them, they truly are on the leading edge. And we've been fortunate to have some great coaches here, and with Cliff Kingsbury and his staff, I think they're outstanding. And of course, we've had a history of great coaches like Spike Dykes, who was a phenomenal coach. And when early on in my time here as president, a few months ago, somebody told me a story about Spike and his preparation for a bowl game. He was getting, of course, you're all in media communication, and the media were just constantly on him about whether they were going to be ready for this bowl game, and constantly wanting to interview him and get quotes. And finally, he was at home just a couple nights before the game, and before they were scheduled to leave for the game, and he was home with his wife, and he just wanted to have a quiet evening at home. And he said, if he told his wife, if the phone rings, don't answer it, because especially if it's the press, I don't want to talk to him. I want to have a quiet evening at home. Of course, the phone rings. She decides to go ahead and answer it anyway. So she answers the phone, and she comes to him and she says, I know you told me you didn't want to talk to the press, but this is Sports Illustrated. And he goes, well, Sports Illustrated, I finally, this is a big time. So he goes to the phone to take the call from Sports Illustrated, and they get him on the phone, and they say, Mr. Dykes, we'd like to know if you'd like to renew your subscription to Sports Illustrated for a couple of years. So it kind of put him down again a little bit there. But anyway, that's a true story. But again, great coaches at Texas Tech, but a great university too. And we celebrate the academic side of the institution every day. And the alumni we're honoring this morning are reflective of what great students we have and a great alumni we have. And I was just reading through the bios of the people we're honoring today, and so impressed with their successes and the impact that they're having in their jobs with their companies. Truly phenomenal. And of course, many of those students had just awesome faculty that impacted them in their lives, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that today as well. But really proud of them. Our faculty, we hired 131 new faculty at the university this year, and about a month ago I had a reception for them, and we went around the room and had them introduce themselves, and they were from some of the top public and private universities in the United States. It's no wonder that this year Texas Tech had 9 faculty Fulbrights, which is a very competitive program. 9 faculty Fulbrights. That's third in the nation. Third in the nation as far as the universities that had the most Fulbrights. Texas Tech was third, and again, we're very proud of that. So this is an institution also that has tremendous economic impact. Texas Tech is a $6 billion a year engine for the state of Texas and the nation. $6 billion a year as far as our economic impact. $1.9 billion just for the South Plains alone. The state of Texas gives us about $250 million a year. Just think of what we're leveraging that into. Our total budget for Texas Tech is around $800 million, but we get just a portion of that from the state of Texas, and we leverage that in a significant return on that investment, and we're proud of that. But this college, again, is on the move with great leadership, great faculty, great students, and of course, a great alumni base. I appreciate the opportunity to be with you today, and let's cheer on those Red Raiders to a victory tonight. Guns up!
Thank you, Dr. Nellis. The College of Media and Communications Outstanding Alumni Awards was instituted in 1981 to recognize alumni of the university who have made outstanding contributions to the field of media and communications. Just so you know how they're selected, any person, organization, media group, or company may make nominations for this annual recognition. A selection committee representing students, faculty, alumni, and advisory committee is appointed by the dean of the college, and then outstanding alumni are recognized at this breakfast, as they do every year, sometime in the fall semester, to give a chance for those honorees to be recognized, and also give a chance to come and watch our Red Raiders play football while they're in town. A medallion will be given to each honoree, and plaques are retained for display in the Media and Communications building. So that's kind of how this all plays out. At this time, to initiate the award presentations, I'd like to introduce Dr. David Perlmutter. He is the dean of the college, the new dean of the College of Media and Communications. He came to us from the University of Iowa, where he was the director of journalism and mass communications. He received his bachelor's and master's from the University of Pennsylvania and his PhD from the University of Minnesota. Minnesota, did I say that right? So he knows what winter's all about anyway. We know about that. So, at Iowa, in addition to his research, teaching, and administration duties, he served on the Provost Strategic Global Initiatives Council, an advisory council, and long-range planning councils for many of the different departments of the universities he served in the past. He's the author or editor of 10 books on political communication and persuasion. Now, you know you can go to D.C. and make a bundle right now. You understand that, right? Okay, I just thought not that we want you to leave, I just want you to know that that would be in high demand right now. He's also written several dozen research articles for academic journals, as well as more than 250 essays for U.S. and international newspapers and magazines. In fact, I started doing the math on it, and he's actually written more books than I've read, so that was pretty impressive. So it's my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the College of Media and Communications, Dr. David Perlmutter. David?
Thank you very much. You know, when I first started, I came to campus for my job interview. A couple of people were telling me, you know, Jerry Hudson's been here for 32 years, and we have Billy Ross, and between the two of them, they probably know on a first-name basis maybe 20, 30,000 alumni. And that seemed like a pretty daunting task for me to get to know all of them. According to my sort of informal records, I've met, until tonight, until this morning, excuse me, I've met about 1,000 alumni, which means, you know, about 29,000 to go. And I think I'll retire when I meet that last 30,000th alumni and just rest on my laurels then. But what really strikes me is when I'm traveling every week now, meeting alumni around the country, and of course Lubbock and Texas, is how much our alumni are doing so many different things than what you might have necessarily predicted, and what they say they were thinking they were originally going to do their freshman year, or even before that. It's always interesting. Whenever I meet high school students and their kids, I always ask the high school kid, you know, so 5 years from now, what's your dream job? And it's interesting for this, but then after I say, you know what, your dream may change. You may take that one class with that one professor who sort of gives you a vision of something you hadn't thought of, or meet one alumni who inspires you to say, I would like to follow that path. And I keep meeting alumni who are not in traditional roles that you might necessarily predict coming out of a communications education, because communications is the platform for success in any career. And I just give you one example. I met a gentleman in Austin very recently, traveling with Memory Bennett, our development officer, and he was a graduate of the advertising program, and now he is a consultant, runs his own water treatment consulting firm. Now, what's interesting is he tells me that every time the newsletter comes out from the Texas Association of Water Treatment Consultants, they have him edit it, because none of the engineers who are the other water treatment consultants seem to be able to edit, English language or anything like that. He does the PowerPoints for the president. He reads the speech for the president of the association. And he also says, I get a lot of business because the research funding proposals, the grant proposals, the manuals that I write really just are better because of the great professors who taught me at Texas Tech. So I always want to remember that and tell that to the high school students and the parents. A lot of these parents have heard some things about the word journalism or advertising or public relations. I think there's a little bit of misinformation about there we're going through industries that are in great transition. They're going through revolutions. The good news is that during revolutions, young people rise to the top who have big ideas, and that's exactly what's happening in all the professions. And our students are getting great jobs, and they're being listened to because they are developing expertise in these new areas. The alumni we're honoring today are really good examples of that. They're all people who have innovated and created new worlds within the jobs and the professions that they've pursued. So we would like to start out now I'm going to recognize some of the great, behind every meal and every dinner and every event, there's a lot of hardworking people. I just want to recognize some of them. Melissa Wofford, if you would just pop up there for a moment. I know you don't want to stand too long, but Melissa Wofford is our college marketing director, and all of the beautiful signage here is made by her and her team of our website, our newsletter, and thank you very much for your help putting this together. Josh Robinson behind the camera there, our ace camera guy. He can still lift that big heavy camera. They're getting smaller every year though, right Josh? So eventually it'll just be a little like pinprick in your eye or something like that. Ben Jarvis, who's the president of our Dean's Student Council, I think where it stood up there. Blake Silverthorne, doing the alumni videos as well. And thanks to Steve Sever, I don't think he's here today, Walker Sever Productions, who has helped with the voiceover for the video script. He's been doing that for many years. We also have some very special thanks to the people who helped sponsor this breakfast today. Mr. Eddie Owens of United Supermarkets. Eddie, are you there, sir? Stand up, come on. There we go. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Mac Owen of the Owen Group, and you are, okay. And Morris Wilkes of the Wilkes Group. Thank you, Morris, very much for your help. Great. So now we can begin, and what I will do is we're going to be recognizing the award winners, and then we will I'll name them, and then we're going to show a short video. After the video is over, if the award winner would come up to the stage, and I will present you with your medallion. I really like that. It's like being the king of Norway or something, putting medallions on people there. So you're supposed to bow to me as I I like that too, so there we go. All right, our first winner, and you can read the biographies in the program, Jules Andres. Okay, so we're going to show the video now. Great.
Jules Andres is a 1993 alumna of the College of Media and Communication with a major in journalism. Jules' mother recounts her daughter's early childhood through a series of adventures that usually involved bringing along a doll. This doll went everywhere. Jules was practical, though. She always limited herself to one purse and one doll. Until she grew up, that is. Jules always knew how to get what she wanted. If asking Santa didn't work, she would find another way. At one of her brother's birthday parties, Jules' parents had hidden candy in the backyard for the party guests to find. Jules wanted the candy, so after watching her mother hide it all, Jules went through the yard and collected all of it, leaving none for the party guests. What Jules wanted, Jules got. We hear Santa is still her go-to guy. From her early Texas Tech days until now, Jules' friends say she is loyal. She will walk through fire for you, but it will have to wait until the Texas Tech football game is over. Jules is also brave and not afraid to take a chance with fashion or with life. She left everything and everyone she knew in Texas to start a new life in California. In her successful career, she has met many important characters, some more frightening than others. She also inspires her co-workers with renditions of the 1950s Barbie commercial. The philanthropy in her career includes UNICEF, literacy, and serving as an inner-city volunteer. Her love of adventure continues from when she was a child. Her work travel has taken her to China, Indonesia, Malaysia, and beyond. She has even made it to New Mexico. The question is, does she still travel with a doll? Ladies and gentlemen, a 2013 outstanding alumna of the College of Media and Communication, Jules Andress.
Our next winner is a gentleman that I work closely with every day. So somebody didn't turn off their work with every day, Mr. Todd Chambers, who's chair of our Journalism Electronic Media Department. And I would just, if I could take a moment of personal note here, I have been so kindly welcomed by everybody at the Texas Tech and the college. Todd especially has just been a very, very strong advisor and supporter and guider, and I really deeply appreciate it. He also brought me a watermelon from his family's farm, and I appreciate that too one late working day. Todd, thank you, and now we will run Todd's film.
Dr. Todd Chambers earned an undergraduate degree in journalism in 1988 and a master's degree in mass communication in 1994 from the College of Media and Communication. From the very beginning, Todd was surprising people. His granddad, for example, exclaimed, "Oh my God, we got a redhead," when Todd's parents brought him home from the hospital. But if you glance over at Todd now, you'll see it doesn't matter much anymore. Todd's parents knew early on they had a special child on their hands. For one, he liked bunny rabbits. A lot. It was kind of unnatural. Always wobbly on his feet, Todd fell all the time. Usually his battles with gravity ended with cuts on his chin after it had hit the floor or the table or the kitchen counter. To keep their child from sustaining permanent damage to his chin, Todd's parents invested in a football helmet and made him wear it when, as they put it, he did anything out of the ordinary. As we were told, Todd has only recently been allowed to venture out of the house without his helmet. Reese Wright and Todd Chambers have known each other since elementary school, but became really good friends in high school. During his sophomore year in high school, Todd and Reese started a disc jockey business together. They first decided on these uniforms for the disc jockeys and then named the business Megalomania Sound, after randomly looking through the dictionary. Megalomania was defined as a symptom of mental illness marked by delusions of greatness and wealth. They thought it was a good fit. Todd got so good at the DJ gig that Aerosmith heard about it and offered to let him tour with them. But when they saw him in person, they thought he was too short, so there that went. Todd has always been resourceful. For example, one day after his Chevy's transmission went out, Todd figured out the car would work in reverse. So Todd backed all 5 miles home. This was an easy task for Todd, as in his early years he often rode his motorcycle backwards. Note he did remove his helmet for this pose. One of Todd's first jobs out of college was at Z102 FM in Lubbock. According to Tom Collins, the then program and operations director at KFYO Radio, Todd had a great connection with the audience, but was missing an on-air tag. Collins had the perfect suggestion: Todd the Toddler. But Todd didn't seem to appreciate his programming director's genius. Unfortunately for Todd, the tag stuck. Ladies and gentlemen, a 2013 outstanding alumnus of the College of Media and Communication, Dr. Todd Chambers.
I just want to take just a minute, and I just want to thank all of y'all for being here. I really was not wanting to do this because it's not supposed to happen this way, because we have some outstanding students, and for the alumni that are here that showed up for our national board yesterday, what you do matters. And I'm proud to say that I'm going to take several of your stories that I heard yesterday, and I get to share that with our awesome students on a day-to-day basis. And one of the things that we tend to forget too, my first connection at Texas Tech was a job in our quote-unquote new building that we have now in the College of Business. And my first boss at Texas Tech is Cindy Ontiveros. She's sitting at the table there, and she became quickly my second mom. But anyway, I want to thank my family, my mom and dad. I'm proud to be from Brownfield. I'm proud of my friends. I'm proud of my family. And I couldn't have made it through my cancer battle without this family that I call here home at the College of Media and Communication. So, guys, I'm proud of what we do on a daily basis. I'm proud of my colleagues. I'm proud of my friends. And thank y'all very much. Thanks. And thanks to my beautiful wife and kids. Thanks.
And Miss Andrews, my apologies in our joy here. We didn't allow you. If you would like to come make some remarks, I'm very sorry. Okay.
I'll talk to people individually later.
Okay, you could line up for the, thank you. All right. Our next winner is Mr. Brian Gordon.
Brian Gordon is a 1990 alumnus of the College of Media and Communication with a major in journalism. Even before choosing to major in journalism, Brian knew the importance of sticking to the truth. During his fifth grade summer months, Brian visited Egypt and Bavaria. Before returning home, he stopped in California to visit his mom and play a little football on the beach. She was dating the head of the L.A. Coliseum Commission, so he met some Dodgers and Raiders players. When he returned to school and wrote about his summer adventures, his teacher didn't believe him. She also didn't believe he could perform a power play. As always, the truth is the best defense. Voted best personality in high school, Brian has a friendly and outgoing personality with a sense of humor to match. Friends say Brian has never met a stranger. With friends in almost every city, Brian was never short a place to stay for those college road trips. In high school, Brian took on the nickname Guido, named after Guido the Killer Pimp from the movie Risky Business. Brian took that nickname to college, and many of the people he met there never quite accepted that their cool friend Guido was actually run-of-the-mill Brian. Chris Heaton thought his friend, fraternity brother, and roommate Guido was unique for more than just his name. Chris never met anyone who cooked more ramen noodles than Guido. He says sharing a bathroom with Guido was something of an adventure, because he never knew what he was going to walk into. We are all wondering what that means. Nowadays, Brian's friends describe him as committed, dedicated, focused, and intense when it comes to work and career, and especially to golf. And water sports. Brian doesn't go too often, but when he does, friends have to keep a watchful eye that he isn't being too intense. Ladies and gentlemen, a 2013 outstanding alumnus of the College of Media and Communication, Brian Gordon.
I wasn't really prepared to say anything, so I'm just going to say thank you to my family, my parents who are here, and my girlfriend April and Chris Heaton, who's mentioned in the video. Thank you for giving a clean story. As you know, many of my other stories that are not to be shared here. As I was quickly trying to prepare something, I want to thank, I don't know if she's here, Janet Wright was very influential to me in my career. When I first came to Tech, I wanted to follow my dad's footsteps and work in business, and I was in that BA 1290 class. And I said, you know what, I love sports. I used to sit on the couch and watch sports, and I went to Janet and said, I'd like to do this, and she said, okay, we can have a journalism degree. Well, since you like sports, I think we should maybe minor in phys ed. So it hadn't been done before. She said, you know, that's the only really thing I can think of which will allow you to do both. And it worked out. I mean, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have traveled the world. I wouldn't have been to Super Bowls and Triple Crowns, and I'll be going to the Olympics in Russia next spring because of, you know, literally her. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in this room who I'm forgetting and not thanking for their influence. One other group is the Sports Information Office that was at Jones Stadium. That group, when you went over there, they just said, do what you want. You're free to explore. And they introduced me to the world of sports TV production. And without them, again, I wouldn't be here today. So to the students that are here, it's just, you're very, very blessed to be able to attend this university, work in this market, and gain as much practical experience, even better than some of the great schools. I work with people who went to Syracuse and Ball State and Washington State, and they can't believe the experience that I got here at this university and in Lubbock, Texas. So thank you. I very much appreciate the award, and thanks to the committee. Thank you very much.
Our next winner, who I've met several times, and is if you want to look up her dictionary definition, it's charm and poise. It's Ms. Kathy Conley Swafford.
Kathy Conley Swafford is a 1980 alumna of the College of Media and Communication with a major in journalism. Growing up, Kathy was one of those kids who participated in everything. Kathy liked to dance, especially when she could dress like a rooster or hold decorative bows, as seen here on the far right. Kathy also enjoyed barrel racing. She is an accomplished tennis player and award-winning swimmer and cheerleader. Is there anything she didn't do? Football, maybe? Never mind. Kathy was also very popular amongst her peers. Kathy was freshman class favorite and senior class favorite. Her sophomore year, she was class treasurer. Her junior year was a bit of a blip, but she recovered and was homecoming queen and most popular her senior year. And she even managed to win the Betty Crocker Leadership Award in her spare time. Kathy has always been driven in every aspect of her life. For example, when most students were bringing pictures of rock stars, movie stars, and their boyfriends to hang on their Texas Tech dorm walls, Kathy had a large picture of Walter Cronkite. She strongly suspected one day he would have a poster of her in his office. While a reporter at KAMC TV, Kathy liked to size up the competition. Kathy's news director and friend, Pam Curry, was worried about her reporter when she heard she was going on a date with KLBK anchor David Swafford. Kathy went on the date anyway and ended up marrying the guy. Well, that's one way to snuff out the competition. Kathy was in the habit of making people cry. Because of her sense of humor, that is. One story she is famous for telling was about her time doing traffic reports from a helicopter. One day, the pilot failed to put the helicopter in neutral while landing. The copter turned upside down and whirled around the tarmac. Nobody was hurt, but she earned herself a new nickname. Kathy wet her pants calmly. She has since learned how to skydive just in case, and of course she broadcasts live as she does. Ladies and gentlemen, a 2013 outstanding alumna of the College of Media and Communication, Kathy Conley Swafford.
It is so great to be a member of this wonderful Red Raider family. Thank you for this honor, and if I may reintroduce my family, David Swafford, who is an award-winning journalist before he became a pioneer in computer gaming PR. And he gave me my greatest blessings in life, and their names are Will and Wade Swafford. Wade is a junior at Auburn University, and in January he will sail the world through the semester at sea. And Will Swafford is an accountant in Austin, Texas, and we are so proud of you. The late author, Washington Irving, wrote, "Great minds produce, others wish." And since we just had Halloween, I want to make sure you understand what I said. Great minds produce, others wish. That's W-I-S-H. At Texas Tech University, I found great minds in our professors like Dr. Bill Dean, who's back there. If you'll stand, Bill, you meant so much to my career. To Dr. Billy Ross, thank you for all you did for students like me. You know, may come as a surprise, but I was actually a very shy, quiet girl growing up in South Texas. But coming to the bright lights of Lubbock, I found my passion. And my passion was in news. I loved the news business. And that's what I did for so many years before I did public relations. And I had great bosses, like Jeff Klotzman. Will you stand, Jeff, please? Jeff was the steady hand in the often volatile world of news. And I'll be forever grateful for you in helping me as a working mother balance my life. And Kim, what a great role model you have been to me. Thank you so very, very much. And Dean Perlmutter, I am so excited about what the future holds because of you at the helm now. With all the great work that Jerry Hudson did before you, we look forward to the future, you continuing the tradition. Thank you. And thank you to my friends who are here too. Thank you so very much.
And our final winner of the evening, you can tell his daughter is just brimming with excitement about this. Mr. Alex Wells.
Alex Wells is a 2001 alumnus of the College of Media and Communication with a major in advertising. As the baby of the Wells cousins and grandkids, Alex has always been a bit of an attention hog. Alex was commanding attention on the football field early. He continued to grab attention on the high school football field and the high school baseball diamond. In wrestling, Alex was known by his trademark scary stance and yelling "boo" at opponents. Alex began visiting Texas Tech at an early age. While in high school, Alex visited his cousin Lisa at Texas Tech. She says Alex spent a little too much time with her boyfriend drinking beer. It was then that Alex discovered that he forms a shoulder twitch when he drinks too much. Alex's love of the outdoors developed early through his successes of chopping wood as a Cub Scout and catching the big one. Of course, as Alex grew, his catches grew too, or at least they did in his stories. We believe this photo might be photoshopped. The summer before moving to Lubbock to attend Texas Tech, Alex took his love of the outdoors to his summer job at a youth camp in Arkansas. His camp nickname was Skillet, because while everyone else prepared their food on a grill, Alex just had to be different and prepared his in a skillet. Alex did not really like his nickname. He would have preferred something more manly like Macho or Power Man. In college, Alex, like everyone else, was concerned that he wouldn't know the right things or have the right tools to make his dreams come true. However, Alex, who believes he is a talented mariachi performer, was already on his way of achieving a dream to become a platinum-selling mariachi artist. Ladies and gentlemen, a 2013 outstanding alumnus of the College of Media and Communication, Alex Wells.
Wow, thank you. What a well-written script that was, whoever did that. Very true, very apt. So I'm blown away by this honor. As you can probably tell from your programs by my graduation date, I'm on the younger end of the outstanding alumni graduation date spectrum. And that led me to believe that either one of two things was happening. The group wanted somebody to set up the social media program for it, or that I had actually gotten some value out of some well-timed bar tabs that I picked up from amongst this committee. But either way, it's a very exceptional honor, and I'm really floored by it. It's happening at a time in my life that, as many of you know about, that there's been some change. My business partner of 11 years, the R's of the R's Wells, left the business in March, and I suddenly had the opportunity to carry on the business by myself. And certainly was a time of that tested my faith and tested my resolve, but I can tell you that with the love of my family, with the support and encouragement that I got from my colleagues on the National Advisory Board, from the faculty and staff of Texas Tech, I was able to hang in there. And now the business is doing better than ever. We've landed our biggest client, which is hopefully going to be a Fortune 100 company here within the next couple of years. We've hired a number of Texas Tech graduates, and we're doing work that I'm really proud of. So God is good. He's given me an opportunity here, and I think that with the support and education and encouragement that I've received from so many people in this room, I feel like I'm making a dream come true, and so I'm very pleased for that. In thanking people, there's so many names that I'll just have to be brief, but I would like to thank my family, who's all over here, and a lot of them drove a long way to be here. And it means a great deal to me, especially because they were in a limited amount of vehicles and had to travel a long way with small children who were no doubt hungover from Halloween candy. But I'm very grateful to you all for being here, and I love you very much. Especially also would like to thank my wife, Taylor, and my children, Ginger and Bobby. They're the ones that have been making all the noise over here. They've had to sacrifice a lot of daddy time in the last few months as we've gotten this business back on its feet, and I appreciate that very much. So thank you all. I pledge that I will continue to support the college and to do the best that I can to strive for honor. So thank you all very much. Oh, and I'd like to also say a big thank you to Charlene Stark. She was the one that nominated me for this. She's become a mentor to me over the past few years. She's an amazing, passionate lady that has a real heart for Texas Tech, and you've inspired me to be like you. So thank you.
Jim Douglas will come up here in a moment to close us out, but I just wanted to add two things. First, we did just have our National Advisory Board meeting. I didn't want to let this breakfast end without recognizing our advisory board members, who include not a few alumni winners. So if we just have the National Advisory Board members stand for a moment to thank them for coming from many directions and distances here today. One final thought, I've had a number of people joke about, well, when you win the Alumni of the Year award, it's sort of like the end of your career or something like that. But if you look at the biographies, if you look at what these people are doing right now, this is just one more way station in the endless reinventing and forward progress of their careers. Or as Oliver Cromwell once put it, if you don't keep getting better, then you're getting worse. And I think part of the very special Texas Tech spirit is people who are never satisfied with just coasting or doing okay, but are always trying to think of ways to get better. So that's who we honor today, but that's also the people in this room and the kids coming out of our college. Thank you very much, and guns up, Wreck 'em Tech.
Just a recommendation. If you haven't already, be sure and read the bios of the award winners. It's in your program book. The video was very creative and very fun, but I'm imagining a lot of that, what you heard this morning, is not on their resume. So to go ahead and get the full, complete picture, I recommend that you read those incredible bios and fully understand how these people this morning were chosen for the honor they received. For the award winners, Melissa Wofford. Where's Melissa? All right, back over here. She would like you to meet in the courtyard. Now, we talk about the courtyard in the middle, the outside courtyard in the middle of the building here. Okay, very good. Make sure they got, for a group photo, so you'll please put that on your things to do list when you get out of here. Those are really nice table decorations on your tables, but please leave them where they are. You'll see them again next year, probably at this time. Well, and also let you know that if you've not been back to campus in a few years, several years, game day at Texas Tech is much different than it was a few decades ago. Now it's an all-day affair, and it's fun, it's nuts. Tailgating is all over the campus, as you'll soon see, as you probably walk that way. And Raider Alley and the Frazier Alumni Pavilion, which are located just southwest of the stadium. The Frazier Pavilion is, if you're a member, and you should be a card-carrying member of the Alumni Association, it's a membership benefit. We're opening up this afternoon at 2 o'clock, 4 hours before kickoff. And it's, come on in, we've got a big screen TV, so other games around the country, and full bar service. How about that? If you've not been back in a while, things have changed on campus quite a bit. And food and that kind of thing. And the Raider Alley is right next door, and there's tailgating all over the campus. And what's so nice about Red Raiders, because we are what we are, you're pretty well welcome at anybody's tailgate. I mean, they're very generous and very welcoming. And if you're hungry, just graze through the tailgate area, and by the end of the run, you will not be hungry anymore. It's just a great setup. And by the way, they found a time to stick a game in there as well. So it's a full deal. And so the game, of course, is at 6 o'clock, and everybody's asked to wear black for the game tonight. We're going to black out the stadium. And if you happen to still have your Halloween costume, you're encouraged to wear that as well. So a lot of neat things going on there. At this time, I'd like to ask the following individuals to please come and just step right here in front of the stage, if you would. Jules Andrus. Jules, please come forward. Todd Chambers. Brian Gordon. Kathy Conley Swafford, always known to me as the long-suffering because she's married to David. Alex Wells. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to present to you the 2013 honorees, outstanding alumni of the College of Media and Communications. Congratulations. And being the entrepreneurs that they are, they'll be selling autographs after this. Otherwise, have a great day today. Let's beat Oklahoma State, and guns up, everybody. Have a great day.